like to have you guys narrow down your focus a little bit here. Tiff, talk me through the team you think everyone should be keeping their eyes on.
It's of no surprise here, guys. I'm contractually obligated. It's Aurora, Hardeki, Impulse, and AURORA. No, for real though, they are exceptional and maybe the craziest at predicting some of the coldest clips on the timeline. Hardeki in particular, the Grim Reaper himself. They actually won A and B yesterday, their best game. We talked about it earlier. They had the 2 second place finishes with a double-digit E-list, but this trio found themselves with 37 E-lists across 6 games. So it's just that they're sharing the front force of their firepower, and they work so well together. Something to note about them, though, is that they're dealing less damage, and they're taking that damage differential to the negative. So they're taking about 19,000 damage inside a 6-game series, which a lot of that will be attributed to Hardeki being on lifeline and hitting in that regen off.
That's fantastic point from you. I want to know who you've got this time around because it's still hard to make those choices.
Yeah, that's another comfort fix for this, I think. Like, you might say, oh, just pick Seer when Seer's meta. Oh, just pick that. That's the thing. If you're not comfortable, if you're only being throwing 90% time. Well, then it's a comfort fix because you've been picking up for such a long time. It really goes to show the team are really good.
Yeah, and it's the big part of that is not just personal comfort, but the tools that you have available as a squad, what you're expecting to rely on, say, both temporary vulnerability to grenades. For Aurora, they don't rely on much. You can see them pull out the lifeline, but Aurora, I think, have one of the simplest game plans out there. Find enemies, kill enemies.
So Aurora is one of the special teams that they are consistent, but they are always permanent. Like, they're coming late now, like the power point, they're always push back and everything on fighting. But comp-wise, they are just fighting prowess team. If somebody goes down, Lifeline is there. They still have the bang hound combo where you can smoke and you can use the hound ult to see through the smoke, and it's just a scary team to fight nonetheless, because they're also mechanically gifted.
Getting shot from the side, however, it looks like Fnatic is joining the party. This was Aurora staring down Disguise, but now that they've lost Oirain, there's only one way over Fnatic. See that tower is gravity cannons. You cannot take a 2v3 fight when you know that 2 different teams are looking at it.
This is what I'm saying when teams are now, like I said, in the beginning, everybody was so now people are more comfortable to be on edge. And Aurora thrives when they're the only teams on edge. They're one of the only teams.
7 kills plus the win puts them ahead of the pack right now pretty comfortably, and I'm liking the look of Main and Heaven behind them.
So the teams that are in the top main early positioning, that's why they don't maybe they don't have that many kills, but like I said, consistently, if you keep 6 games, 6 points per game, you're in a really good spot in that really. That's all you need to make it through. However, when we look at the pickup, if you really look at them, they came from the side who were heavily gate kept, and there were so many people there, so many people collapsing on the same side. They get so many kills, although maybe not placement, but the kills are making up for the lack of placement.
I was thinking just that while it may not look great, the points actually put them technically in second place. I think I'll look a little further down the leaderboard though, it seems that it was even more difficult time. Maybe didn't get to access the late game. Looking down, seeing a big surprise to me actually, this WMND1 who played so well in yesterday's games.
WMND1 actually brought for the summer time the map, I believe. And the thing is that if you go for these power spots too early, I'm pretty sure they tried to fight on the north side and it didn't end up working for them because they were
south, where Cloud9 are sat over at Echo HQ, and I can see this is a pretty big advantage. Cloud9 are going to get ring console and advanced information that this is pulling out towards the eastern side of Pylon. Aurora, they're busy doing their thing. We know Disguise were actually the ones rotating through the southern checkpoint, so this is what happens. Catches a lot of teams throughout the course of a whole playoffs. We're likely to see a few more steps like that. Now for Aurora, they've just been moving around the rest of the map. They've taken a totally different rotational angle. Previously we saw them coming in from the west, and now they're set right underneath that.
Yeah, having the red armor already on one, I think due to the gold from Nikki, is terrifying. They're getting stacked, like I said, they always get stacked. The real fact is whoever this was wave 1 and wave 2, they still got wave 3 and 4 before they can make their way on towards the zone. But in zone, however, a matter of fact just happened. Aurora seen that. Cloud nothing. I promise you, they were not nearly as easy.
This was, I think, really the best move for Aurora. Clearing your back is something we talk about scenario like this.
Yeah, he might be pushing up, but he's not actually fully sending. He's always has his teammates covering his angles, as you can see. If he just touches the wall, his teammates can punish him if they tend to overswing or from like overcast.
You know, Aurora taking a lot of space towards the north side zone. I could see Legend making a play to take the other end and try and scoop right away from Aurora. Arctis goes low, they gotta be careful. With Lifeline and Duck especially. Aurora should be able to get back in the fight. Arctis bombs up and gets taken out by the Rolling Thunder. This is Legend's opportunity on the other end of the ring, but they're stuck in a fight with Red Rams. And ultimately, they go down 3 squads left. Aurora has just a duel as Legends go down. Iron finds enough. Impulse finishes it off. Made in heaven. 1 member left. And Red Rams coming from the other side. That is a very, very sad piece of me.
Huge fight for the last here. I'm not a fan of Horneki going down. I'm still not a fan. However, his teammates are putting out that.
2-1, 2-1. This is evens now. Rachel does come over the top. PK does not hit the first. Grabs the second. Makes it a 2-1. Launches it for Red Rams in game number 2.
Red Rams taking advantage of that mistake where he went down the first time. They managed somehow to read the beat to the other, and Red Rams clearing up the rest of the lobby with them. However, punished by the Sky Lane comes in the game. I'm not a fan specifically of the lifeline going there because if he was back, if it was Gava, I'm thinking it's will be making here. You're ready to fight. However, lifeline going down there is a huge mistake. However, they still have a big game. I'm not too mad about it, but they should really rethink who's going up first.
So I'm driving in the end. That is one of the odd things where Arctis perhaps feels like he can extend because he is calling the shots for a lot of the team and is able to move up in these fight scenarios and call for assistance. We mentioned it. They're covering his back. They're doing as much as they can. Putting Lifeline forward is always going to be a risk. Doesn't hurt to see 11 kills on the board, so we'll take it. We'll take both class as Aurora did pretty darn well. Red Rams moving into the win though. Not bad at all.
Yeah, seeing these kills is what I'm saying. That there's several ways to be consistent. It's very important to work consistent from playing out with a bunch of kills, but also placement. Red Rams, however, I like it so much, and I don't think people talk about Red Rams enough. Red Rams have been popping up entirely by being in the mix. They are clearing their side. They don't care which way the middle they will fight for. They can always come on the top.
I was really surprised to see them maneuver a fight against Legends gameplay, but I'd expect just based on what we've seen in playoffs so far, for both teams to play a little bit more passive, I dare say a little bit more scared. I think you're forgetting Red Rams, what I was talking about the team. It is hot dropping. Outside of their win, outside of their placement today, they've collected an extra 6 points on top of it so far, and Game 3 could make it out.
I think Red Rams is the perfect team currently. Their form is really good, but can they maintain it? Is the question. I think it's deeper into the tournament. But from what I can see, they've been proactive, also reactive. And the most important part of reactive, noticeably, people look down on being reactive. However, if you're pre-planning, that's still being proactive while being ready. You know, shooting like
Being proactively reactive, I'm gonna try and figure out how to phrase it, but in the meantime, the match results have said Red Rams with 11 kills take first place. Aurora also with 11 kills.
maybe having as well, having another good game. I know they were on the same side, you know, the zone was relatively close to one another. However, they're staying consistent, not only in placement points, but also kills. And I think that things could have looked a little bit different if things didn't get so chaotic in the end by, you know, Aurora trying to spice things up, which eventually costed them the match.
Legends also creeping up here in E8, one of my picks to keep an eye on right behind them. Reject with another very high kill game. They're not maybe second as the result this time. Slotting yourself into third points-wise, not bad at all. I do want to take a look at the second half of this though, because we've got teams that we're missing once again. The Sky 6 kills. Honestly, very nice if you're going to end up going out on
It was small as well. It's really nice that, you know, they can't make that with because they have fun. Normally, if they have life or something, they get caught up or they just get smoked. But when Connie says, no, I'm just doing like I said again. And the reason time is so many kills. You almost always turn everybody to the quality.
Looking at the overall standings after 2 games, Red Rams, of course, are taking the lead. Remember, 6 points on top of this because of the TSM kills. Otherwise, they're tied with Reject right now.
I love to see this mix-up. And yesterday, everybody was saying, you know, are we going to see something different today? It is only the, you know, the first couple of games. But seeing teams that people didn't
team is at mill. He's going around collecting Evo Harvesters while the rest of the squad is sitting, waiting for maybe crafting him in mill. Repulse does run into a squad. That is a real quick knock on him, but I dare say Graceful was probably worth it. He's got a lot of Evo Harvesters on the way. All the
It is true, they have only 4 Egyptians spawning in. They probably got several battles out of harvesters. Haven't really acted where exactly anything is yet, so we might not see action just now until like a little bit later.
Aurora this time now rotating as all 3 pick up the next Evo, get to rounds, take out 2 members, one member of WNLY. This is a great game for Aurora. It's a weird game still. It's a great game.
Knocking a third is all they need. I promise you, they found out that they had triple red. They don't want to take that fight. And rolled it. They did like, you went down, we're leaving you. Bye-bye, triple red, we're out of here. And as the game progresses, even later game, they have less space to play. That can be a bit more terrifying. If not, I think you can run away as well. But it looks like it might be out the chase. I don't know what now. They're feeling themselves, and I'm all for it.
I love that they thought about it. The call looks like it's open disengaged. So look for a different angle on this. They're going down the zone. That's what goes on. Give a little salute to that. Not a big problem for a team like Aurora.
It's a little bit scary because they can try and cut the wall, but then they bring in somebody shooting at them. They're going to bounce because it didn't happen. Who knows that more teams are looking at people and probability is high.
Aurora showing a lot of presence here, nicely done, since they don't have a watch into the Fnatic. And Boogie Porters are the ones to go down. Fnatic can still reset as Aurora take a fight on the other side of the ring. Impulse makes the first swing, and the fight looks like it's going their way. Goodbye, Disguise.
Yeah, Furia is in a great spot as well. Aurora is in a safe spot as well. We'll have to see who Fnatic decides to join in on. Because it's a 3v1, I believe. And if they can close out their fight without getting punished for it, or things might happen to Furia, but will Aurora punish them? Remains to be seen.
I'm sure that Fnatic got Fury are very scared of overcommitting to this. Very scared of dropping a member as they should be, because Aurora can and will swoop into the cleanup. Nonetheless, double swing. Keon going down to the low ground through the smoke, takes out Fnatic, instantly rejoins Madness. That's one tactical of the cooldown, but it keeps hype for Fury up against Aurora.
It comes down to a 3v3 and they manage to clean up the grass, but with the zone pointing towards Furia, it is actually heavily favored towards them. Because Aurora has to leave the safe slot into the open. Do they have backlogs? Do they have smokes available? We'll have to see shortly if they can sort this out, but I'm heavily leaning towards Furia because all they have to do is leave downside, hit their shots, and they can get this home.
There is one concern for me, and that is that Batch 1 does not have flood ult. There's not going to be a lot of visibility through smoke, so this single smoke buys Aurora a lot of space and time, depending on all cooldowns.
Zones in general is scary, but having it see with the smoke, you can see through the smoke with the zones on your back. And we have to see now if they can make something happen. You might not be the ult, maybe the scan and nades are enough. We'll have to see.
That just got back to 1 HP. Nades are throwing back. Up comes one from Aurora. And it's tactical on the other side, grabbing it just to maintain life, to disengage from Madness. Keep Fury in charge. Spike on the other side. They're taking the multi-angle approach. Arteki takes a swing. Keon commits to the low ground. Takes down Arteki. Impulse has fallen. Furia from the high ground have one member left to deal with. Madness is committed down low, however. They swing back up. It's a wild goose chase. The Furia win. Taking game.
Phenomenal playing power out of Fury. Just phenomenal 18 kills to close out that match. I mean, like you're saying, that's got to feel incredible. But we're seeing some other teams up here. And for the first time on the first page, we're seeing TSM. We need to talk about what's going on with Red Rams and TSM down.
Yeah, this contest has been kind of crazy because of the friends. A lot of people were expecting us. TSM, this is our reigning champions, but Red Rams was showing they can compete, and then now our Landers doing the same
point, it's a pretty good spot to rotate to. Actually, Aurora already getting ahead of the curve here too. May meet up with Omit shortly, but they're not the only ones alone here. Maidenheaven is to your left. Legends Gaming is also holding the south side of these blocks. At the moment though, Aurora can use these blocks behind them for some natural cover. Having the use of the lamp scan in less than 5 seconds now, but they do call out that there is a team that is right across from them that has a slight high ground. Lots of fences painting the land on the other side here, while Maidenheaven decided to try to take this low ground. They can't really engage on the side of disguise, but they're holding a good position, but they basically thought what they can work with. Zach with the Kramer shot, taking care of Legacy, now how is TSM to maybe rotate, but not for long. Zach Major in the feed with the Kramer, takes down Imperial out, and Aurora on your feet here. Boogie Boarders get eliminated.
And that's where the lifeline base comes in handy. Aurora were sandwiched there. TSM, not so much, but they still have to win this versus Elevate.
And he gets the finish on how with the Kramer. Next moves have to be put into play here. As Aurora, they are storming the west side of this lobby.
I mean, I thought they were done for sure, but somehow getting the resets just time and time again. Hardeki's backing into it, multiple gold knocks as we were talking about. I mean, this is crazy how many teams Aurora have just pulled through in like the matter of 2 minutes. For Red Arms, so much opportunity for those resets, as you can see. I mean, how many times did they get knocked in the last 2 minutes and they're all back up, they're all happy, and now they're going to be challenging Amit for God's sake.
And Amir's not moved from there, so we can all expect that. Perhaps Aurora the only team in the lobby that I think has full red. We're going to see here as Elevate also looking to reset. They take care of Brett's earlier. Girls gets bled out and TSM get eliminated. Our 4 squads left in this game 4.
I mean, I thought Aurora were done for, but now all of a sudden they're going to be the bane of Elevate, maybe even Cloud9 as well. A bit to the left of your screen here, I'm not engaging. They very much want to walk away with that top 2, top 3 positioning and just ensure they get the placement point. But Elevate have worked hard to get to this position. It's going to be even harder to get out of it.
See how they navigate around this block with Zach being so in front here though. He needs to reset here. He needs to run fire as Zach tries to get into a different angle, but he cannot see through this smoke. He's got to have it. Spray and pray here, but he's lost on both his teammates. Aurora coming in Elevate. Get eliminated. Aurora is here to keep forming. 3 squads left. It is open now officially versus Aurora. This is 2 squads left in the lobby.
But Aurora have done so much here that they're on dual ends. Amit, however, have been riding their turn. They've still got blue. It doesn't matter if Aurora's taking damage. They're still pretty much even as far as the available health goes. I think it may have actually waited too long here. There was an opportunity to kind of try and take that fight, but now they've let them reset. Crazy on ice spray.
I thought this weapon was bad here in this season with 56 bullets, only a blue mag. Luca coming in with the bees. Light getting Oi Rain. And now swapping around with the melee. Oh man, even with the ease control over the high ground, which is the main purpose of the evac tower that was called in front of them. It wasn't to take the evac tower, it was simply to use that evac tower to get on top of that rock, to get high ground positioning, and to be in a way better spot to be from down below. The opponent already closed that gap here. As we take a look at the game 4 match results here, I love that little pop that we saw, but we're going to take a look at Aurora, what they were able to do, because Genome, that was 26 kill game for Aurora.
Over the 4 matches. Over the 4 matches.
I was like, okay, that is actually what? That would have been crazy. Okay, so over 4 matches, they had 26 kills. Still, regardless, 14,000 damage still over the 4 matches is crazy.
It is. That's an unreal amount that they're putting out here. But what's even crazier to me, honestly, is that they still haven't won a game. That's 3 seconds in a row. Look, I get matching your jewelry and whatnot, but maybe they should try on some gold instead of silver for once.
It's just a matter of time, right? Surely it's just a matter of time. I mean, they got 2 more games left. You gotta see it here. They come in second with 11 KP. Omit 5 KP, which is still fantastic for this squad. They were still able to pressure out teams like Elevate on the other side of the block by giving away the positioning. Looking at teams like EA, we saw them holding the house with 7 KP. Even all the way down. TSM getting top 5. That is huge here on World's Edge after the performance that we saw for the first 2 games on Toughpower.
Fury picking up a couple as well down there with Regis winning it, and that's good further down for taking out other squads who might potentially be looking to take over your drop spots later on in the tournament. You know yourself.
Here. Arctis, though, the Grim Reaper himself bringing back his team from the dead. And with the lifeline here too, huge. He's also got the care pack that he can fall in for some extra magic necessary, maybe even an evil hearted bird, evil cash rather. But he gains outside the circle, which can be so tricky.
Yeah, I mean, so he's 33 off his level 3 perk, right? And I guess the question is, does he want to pop the care package right now? Give some of those extra backs. Obviously, these guys don't have none. Does he even want to get to the attachments unless they've got their death boxes nearby? Doesn't look like it. He's literally just dropping syringes for them as they head down towards trials. But yeah, the other question is, does he wait to get 33 damage, then pick gift wrap and immediately pop the special care package?
That's for free. No one rotated the counter over. All right, well, we know that Aurora was here before, but nobody ended up taking the high ground from them. I mean,
They even got a wood tip. The cargo bot, I should say.
I guess the Winter Express really didn't come early in Apex here, at least for Aurora right now, and they're going to be driving. They got the drones, no meds necessary here to be wasted. You said you could see, but honestly, you gave a lot of bangs for it. Couldn't see at all. There was 3 squads just getting it out of that circle, and it causes Design, the rest of the sky, and even Liquid's right there. 13 spots now left as they haven't picked them back in the lobby.
Aurora finally has to move off the high ground in trials. Obviously, these guys aren't going to have the most amount of wood available to them. They get some from those care packages, with a couple of bats available. 07 going in here.
Oh, Nasky's feeling it. The momentum is rolling for 07. We've seen that happen.
How it went in this game, 20 just coming from game 5 here. 11 kills, 9 placement points. That's gone a long way to getting them the 33, 35 sort of points that you do require to get through to the winners bracket.
Nicely played here. The 11 KP. I don't think I see 9 too, by the way. They were able to clear the outskirts of Trial 2. Also being able to beat a lot of the teams that had to exit on this Trial. We saw a lot. I believe there was like 4 or 5 squads that to share some of the buildings over there, trying to predict where that circle would have been. They're able to secure that 8 KP here. I mean, even looking at Red Rat, still finding himself in the top 10 with 3 KP.
Yeah, Legend Gaming had a little bit of a quiet one. Aurora finally. Don't just destroy the entire lobby, let someone else play the game for a change. NDY after winning that early contest walk away with 6 points into game 5. And some other teams disguised. They've really not made that much of a mark so far.
We saw what happened with Disguise and Liquid. You were literally stuck in a hard place there between splitting the high and low ground environment. That's why TSM making that quick rotate and being in a bunker with the powerful composition.
The gravity lift there is so important in these early fights. Actually, now in a great spot to bring this home.
And now looking at this fight right here, Aurora versus looks to be the squad from inside of this building, holding on to this without trying to get away in time, but you're so slow in the air, where can you go? You're trying to move away, get it to heavy cover, but made in heaven. Now made back in the lobby. Aurora coming out from this, and looking like they also have a great situation.
They're a little mad though. I mean, Boogie Board is stealing that last kill away from them. Of course, they've got their position in the skyhook itself in the middle of the city. Gives them some great sight lines. And that's kind of what we were talking about at the start. You just got so many angles you have to worry about in skyhook as soon as you make a move.
It's so crazy is that that was mighty tempting.
Oh, someone looking? Oh, no Lotus in the lobby. I haven't seen Lotus for quite a while, actually. Not here anymore. One of the last teams, I think we saw making good use of that weapon.
Sliding around, getting right back into the building. Not gonna take that bait with the Kramer here. He's going to finally get eliminated in the field, but survive for as long as possible as the play rough reaction that we saw at the very beginning of this game. Only down to 13 squads still left.
But things are pretty evenly spread out from there. We talked about Liquid starting to pop off and surrounding up here. Red Rain still trying to get the slaying on the board. Even getting an opportunity to see a little bit out of Boogie Board with Hayate.
Yeah, and some of those teams like Disguise, like Serenity, like Boogie Border, there's some a crucial game because they didn't have a lot of points coming into this one, and because of the group stage, points is what matters. It doesn't really matter where you finish on the leaderboard, you just need to be getting those points. So having that final game where you can get some of those, close out the series, and maybe build some confidence is really good.
And then we see, of course, Fury Fnatic rolling down there at the bottom as we move on to the second page. But those were our teams at the top that everyone was trying to catch up. They didn't do fantastic in the last set, but they did so well in the series that they're so confident.
Aurora got a first that my team was all too familiar with Skywest and Trials. I talked earlier in the pregame about how Lifeline scales really well with Skywest and Trials, and by what I mean by that is that you go around the map, you do a lot of Evo, you get the purple, then you get the free Evo cash, but you have to be able to leave the POI to do that. When you go Skywest Trials, you don't generally want the zone to come on you, you want it to be near you, so they kind of got a little screwed in that regard, but they still, I mean, they still are really great with points on each other afterwards.
When they were talking about points, that they're happy with what they've made in heaven there. No place for points, but able to get 7 before they go down that 2-3. Really, really strong performance overall in the series from our team as we take a look at those series results. Aurora by just 1 point against Furia to take home that first spot. And this was a tough battle at the top. Even Red Rams just barely going above Fnatic now by 1 point. This was not an easy lobby even as we continue to move that left way off.
It absolutely was. We had some tight games on like the Liquid, Legends, TSM, some of these teams that previously have been so dominant. They didn't have great performances, but that opens up the door for Furia, Red Rams, Reject, and Heaven to have that series. And I do want to say, coming into the series, Furia, some of these teams, we were looking at them to potentially show up and have a better 7 minutes yesterday. Furia did, but then Aurora, Red Rams, Fnatic, they're continuing that success that they had yesterday and building that momentum.
Yeah, and then they're talking about some of these squads on the other half of our results as well.
Yeah, so piggyback actually goes off of J-Log's comment there. The big one that's been happening for 7, they had a monumental day yesterday, but because they haven't really continued that in this series, that is going to leave some room for the top end a little bit there. So, again, like I said, to me, they've always kind of been a feast or famine team. So I'm hoping that they can kind of like get it together, bring back that energy that we saw yesterday, because it's infectious. We love to watch it.
And see where everybody is right now for the group stage. Dark Zero still at the top, 127. No one been able to catch up to them yet, but Aurora chipping away at it slowly. Meanwhile, you can see all of these shifts that are happening based off of obviously the arrows there on the right side of the screen. Any big surprises for you when we're looking at this Jayhawk?
Well, I mean, looking at the top 5, I feel like we're starting to see some of these teams that feel pretty locked in. So, DZ, Aurora, BT, Alliance, Fnatic, and out of those teams, no surprises except for BT. They're kind of standing out because although they have Sharpie, although they have Pricey in a way as the top starters of the solo players, I don't think people were expecting them to be third in 2 sets. And with that kind of momentum, a 70 series point series yesterday, what could they do in this next series today?
Absolutely, and we're looking at the second page here. TSM having shifted to 14 spots and then looking down here towards the bottom. Some of these teams you can see they've already played 2